All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Couch Warrior podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mike, and today we're going to be talking about Warrior Cage Grappling. Now, this is the second time I'm doing a video on them. And Warrior Cage Grappling, they are a promotion based out of New Jersey, but they do events all around that area. And what they do is they do BJJ inside of an octagon, inside of a cage with MMA gloves, right? So you guys will see in my little notes how it works. We're going to be using my notes and their website. We're going to be going over everything. We're going to talk about what they do, who Warrior Cage Grappling are, and we're going to go over this event. We're going to go over everybody competing. We're going to go over the rules, all of that stuff, and let's hop right in. So the way it works, like I mentioned, BJJ matches in a cage with gloves, tournament format, only one winner in each weight class. For this card, there's going to be only two weight classes. There's going to be the lightweight and middleweight weight classes. Now, lightweight is going to be under 150 pounds, and middleweight will be between 150 and 200 pounds. And then the winner of each weight class bracket, they're going to face each other afterwards in the open tournament championship. So that should be really cool. Now, they had just had an event 1 month ago, also in New Egypt. It was outdoors like this one, and it was really, really cool. So make sure you guys check out their website. There's a bunch of stuff on there, like videos and all that, and you can check it out. What they do, it's really fun because it's not just jujitsu. Putting it into the cage with the gloves makes it a little bit different, a little bit more exciting, in my opinion. So I'm really looking forward to this event as well. Now let's talk about the rules real quick. So this is going to be adult. It's all subs are legal. Now, no slamming or spiking your opponent directly on their head or neck, no flying scissor takedowns, no small joint manipulation, no striking, no grabbing or attacking the trachea or windpipe directly, and no covering the nose and mouth with your hand. Now, all the matches are submission only. There are no points. There's usually the bout is just judged by the referee and whoever is cage side as the judge, and they decide who the winner is if it goes to a decision. There's no like point system, and the way they decide, it's based on overall aggression, quality submission attempts, meaning the submission is actually locked up, like they didn't just kind of go for a sub, but not really. Like quality submission attempts is what's graded, and positional dominance. So those are the three things that they're looking at, the judges, if it gets there. And all the matches are 3 2-minute rounds with 30-second breaks. And the competitors, like I mentioned, they wear MMA gloves and then also a mouthpiece and a cup. Now, let's hop into the actual event, Warrior Cage Grappling 11. There's going to be another one at the end of the month. So what they were doing before was they were doing one a month, one event each month. And now they're starting to pick it up a little bit. In this month of July, they're having this event this Saturday. And then again in a few weeks, I believe the date is July 28th, whatever that Saturday is. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's going to be in Baltimore. And I'll actually be there. So that'll be a lot of fun. Now, back to this event. So we'll go over the rosters and then we'll go over just quickly the brackets and how it's going to go. But let's start with the lightweight roster. So we're going to have Frank Pasco up first. He's from Bel Air MMA. He's 28 years old. He's 5'8" and he's weighing in at 140 pounds. Now he's a BJJ purple belt, which is pretty high usually because normally there's guys who are white belts, blue belts at these events, but this guy, he's a purple belt. So very experienced, very solid. He's 1-4 in pro MMA. He's 5-4 in amateur MMA. So he's super experienced, and he's coached by Sergio Pimentel. Now, moving on, next we have Joseph Krenkel. He's training out of Korean TKD, New Jersey. It's a Taekwondo-based camp, and he's 19. He's 5'8", weighing in at 150 pounds. He's 0-10 under the promotion, but he's starting to, get a hang of it. And I think this event he might have better luck. He lost to Adam Mayo in Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by heel hook. We'll be talking about Adam soon. And he comes from a wrestling background. He's got great takedowns, good control. And I think he's going to start really picking it up. Now, next we have Rafael Jaquez. He's from Team Flashinado. He's 21 years old, 5'7", weighing at 147 pounds. He also comes from a wrestling background, and he's actually trained by the WCG 10 champ, Danny Maldonado. So you can expect good things from him. He hasn't competed under the promotion yet, but I do think he's going to have a good amount of success. Next, we have Jesus Cabellos, sorry. training out of Rhino Fight Team. He's 17. He's 5'6", weighing 150 pounds. Now he's a BJJ white belt. He's 2-6 in the promotion of Warrior Cage Grappling. He last lost to John Falloon, who's competing on this card at Warrior Cage Grappling 4 by decision, and he lost to Chris Vidach, who's also on this card at Warrior Cage Grappling 4 by decision. He's very explosive, and he was previously with Fusion MMA, but he's now with Rhino Fight Team. And he's definitely someone to watch in all combat sports. He's competing in everything, so he's definitely somebody to look out for. Next, we have Adam Mayo. He's 22, 5'10", and he's weighing 150 pounds. He's also a white belt. He's 1-1 under the promotion. It was his debut last event at Warrior Cage Grappling 10. He did beat Joseph Krenkel at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by heel hook, and his only loss is to the overall champ, Danny Maldonado, who I mentioned before. And then we have Chris Vidach training out of King's Combat Williamsburg. He's 25, 5'11". Now, he's usually walking at around 162 pounds, but he will be competing in the lightweight division here. He's a jiu-jitsu blue belt. He's 0-8 under the promotion, so not much success yet, but I do think that we can expect good things out of him. He lost to Jesus Cabellos at Warrior Cage Grappling 4 by decision, and he lost to John Falloon at Warrior Cage Grappling 4 by decision. So that is our lightweight bracket. We have 6 guys competing, and just going over their names real quick. We got Frank Pasco, Joseph Krenkel, Rafael Huaquez, Jesus Cabellos, and Adam Mayo, and Chris Vidach. Now, moving on to middleweight, the first guy up, we have Matt Thuman. He's training out of Monroe Hall BJJ. He's 19. He's 5'11" and 185 pounds. He's a jiu-jitsu white belt. He's got a 3-1 record in jiu-jitsu. He's a green belt in judo. He came highly recommended to the promotion, and Monroe Hall, his gym, already has 2 champions in Warrior Cage Grappling, so he'll be looking to make it 3, and I think he's got a great shot at it. He's got a great jiu-jitsu, as you see, already 3-1 as a white belt, also a green belt in judo, so you know he's got good throws and good takedowns, so that's definitely somebody to look out for. Next, we have Joe Lin from Delco MMA. He's 39, he's 5'10", and he's weighing in at 180 pounds, and he is a jiu-jitsu blue belt. We don't have too much more info on him, but looking forward to seeing him compete in this event. After that, we have John Falloon from Hellfish MMA. He's 37 years old, 5'10", and he's weighing in at 195. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He's a catch wrestler. He's got a great fireman's carry, really good wrestling. He won his bracket for the first time at Warrior Cage Grappling 10. And out of everybody on the card, he's by far the most experienced under the promotion. He's had 33 fights. So he's got a ton of matches under Warrior Cage Grappling. He's been around the block. Now, he beat Jesus Cabellos at Warrior Cage Grappling 4 by decision. He beat Peter Medvedevsky, the champion, at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by decision. He also lost to Medvedevsky at the same event by decision. And like I mentioned, he's very experienced, a total of 39 jiu-jitsu matches on his Tapology. Next, we have Peter Medvedevsky. Like I mentioned, he won Warrior Cage Grappling 10 and Tournament of Champions afterwards, and he got the Spartan helmet they give out to the winner, which is really cool. He went 7-1 at that event. Now, he's 33. He's 6'1", weighs 198 pounds. He's a jiu-jitsu blue belt, and he's 8-2 in the promotion. He beat Wetter Niratko at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by guillotine. He beat John Falloon at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by decision, and he also lost to John Falloon by decision, like I mentioned when I went over Falloon. Now, he's got good sweeps. He's got a good Kimura. He's got good back takes. Medvedevsky's the real deal, and I'm looking forward to seeing if he can win this event once again or if somebody's going to beat him. And then lastly, actually not lastly, next we have Wader Niratko. He's training out of the Ramirez Boys Fight House. His coach is Rogers Ramirez. He's 18, 5'10", and he's weighing 199 pounds. He's 0-3 under the promotion. He lost to Peter Medvedevsky at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by guillotine. He lost to John Falloon as well at Warrior Cage Grappling 10 by rear naked. That was his debut for the promotion, but I think there's a lot of good things to expect from the guy. He's a Brazilian cowboy. He'll be fighting at MSG in October for ROC, Ring of Combat. That's a local promotion here in New York, and I do think he's got a bright future. And then lastly, we have a late addition to the bracket, Yanil Rodriguez Cuellas. Now, he's 19, 5'10", and he's weighing 180 pounds. He is a late addition, like I mentioned. Not too much other information on him. And when I go over the list of fights over here, he won't be in there, but once they add him, they're going to mix him in, and he'll be competing just like everybody else. And then there's also a Masters match. It's going to be between Scott Gregg and Chris Vidage, who I went over earlier. Scott Gregg, he's 43. He's 5'11", and he weighs 188 pounds. He's 1-0 under the promotion. He completed a Men of War and won there. And he's a jiu-jitsu blue belt, and he's a really tough guy. So definitely look out for him. And then we'll move on now to the actual bouts. Now, I'm not going to, read out to you guys every single one of these matches, but you get the point. Essentially, every guy in lightweight is going to go up against each other. Everybody in middleweight is going to go against each other, and then the overall winner of each one is going to go up against each other. It's a bracket format, and then at the end we'll have one middleweight and one lightweight facing off, and that the winner of that is going to be the overall champion of the event. And like I mentioned, special bout Scott Gregg, Chris Vidage, and then open tournament champion, like I just went over, lightweight winner versus the middleweight winner. And that's really it, guys. That's all. Make sure you guys are checking out Warrior Cage Grappling 11. They're currently working on making it a little bit easier to stream. They're working with some companies. They're going to be. I think they'll be announcing something soon. So definitely make sure to follow them on all socials. Make sure to check out their website. Make sure to keep track of them. They're doing a lot of exciting stuff, and I think they have a very bright future as a promotion. And it's something definitely to look out for. The events are really cool. Not something that anybody else does. So it's very unique, and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of these guys are really tough, and a lot of them are super young, if you noticed. A lot of 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And they're all so young in their careers. They're already competing, and they're already performing at a high level. So they're only going to get better and better and better, and it's going to get even more exciting to watch. So make sure you guys are checking out the event. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck this weekend.